We're going to draw the stick person diagram, the secret genie. This is the magical little genie. So this is the mind. So there's two parts to your mind. There's the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body. The conscious mind is the thinking mind. This is where we consciously think or entertain ideas. The subconscious mind is known as the emotional mind. And then we have the body. The mind controls the body. The knowing-doing gap is the gap between what you know and what you do, and it's caused by the paradigm. The paradigms sit in the subconscious mind. This is where 96 to 98% of all of your results come. So how you earn money, your relationships, your company, your use of time, that's another paradigm. Your effectiveness, your logic, your productivity are all a product of what's going on in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is influenced by the conscious mind here. So consciously, we say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to earn more money, or I'm going to, grow this business, or I'm going to run a marathon. But subconsciously, we don't have the paradigm that's in harmony with that. We have an old paradigm. We have an old self-image paradigm that limits what we actually can physically manifest as results. So it doesn't matter that we gather the information, that we take the course, we execute the marketing strategy. We need to be building the paradigms, the self-image paradigm, that's a match for the results we want to create. And so as we begin to do that, our results will begin to change. So our results are a product of the subconscious mind. And if there is a gap, then we're going to keep creating the results we always have. So when we begin to think about and we begin to build the new paradigms, which we have to consciously use the conscious mind. So your reasoning faculty, your ability to think, you've got to focus, those affirmations, the writing, really focus the conscious mind so that we influence the subconscious mind and we install that new paradigm, we install that new programming that says, whatever the results are that you want to create. It could be a health goal, it could be a personal goal, it could be a business goal. We have to literally install that paradigm in the subconscious mind. So then we begin to express it in vibration. Every thought has a corresponding feeling, vibration, frequency attached to it. We know that. We can measure the color and density of the energy leaving the human body. And as the thoughts begin to change, as we imagine and think new thoughts, that color and density changes. So our vibration is impacted now by this flow of new energy over and over again. And that action reaction, if you think about it, with your environment, the cause and effect, that produces this new result by law. This is why we don't have to worry or doubt. Worry or doubt is the opposite of faith-based in understanding when we gather knowledge at a conscious level. So worry, fear, and doubt is the opposite side of knowledge, faith, and well-being. Two sides of the terror barrier, lesson 7. So as we come to understand this, not only consciously understand this, but subconsciously apply it and see and get that feedback in real time, we come to really have faith. We don't need to see the physical results manifesting because we know by law that they will and they are. We're only concerned about what we're consciously focusing our attention on, because we know that what we consciously focus our attention on, and we have to be disciplined with that. Why do we have to be disciplined with that? Because we are such a creature of habit. We are programmed to live how we're living, and it's not that easy to break out of that because we hit the terror barrier. We have the old self-image and the new self-image, and it clashes. So if the subconscious mind is responsible for 96 to 98% of how we're operating, every element, and I mean every element. Like it was a paradigm shift. So the paradigm literally is influencing every area of your life. Personally and professionally, it's the same. The conscious mind is responsible for 2 to 4% of your results. So the knowing-doing gap, there's a gap between what you know and what you do, and it's because of the paradigm. We are programmed to live how we're living. So we have to begin to tell ourselves the new story of what it is that we want to create. Now to do that, we have to block out outside conditions and circumstances. So you have the news coming at you. You have opinions. You have your own thoughts that are counterproductive, that are a product of the paradigm. So the paradigm just keeps feeding you, all of this rubbish. And you're thinking at that level. And so we enter it. So what we have to do is we have to take the goal, what it is that you really want. Now, you might still not be clear on that at the moment, but that's okay. You might just have more of a vision of the improvements, of the changes that you want to make. Being a pilot, you know, like we first have to put the coordinates in before we hit autopilot. So we have to know where we're going. We've got to have that destination. We've got to have a vision of, okay, what does this day look like? Where are we going? What's the weather? And we decide before we hit the autopilot. If we haven't given it a destination, the autopilot's not going to work. It's going to take us to the last programmed coordinates in that GPS. It's exactly the same for your mind. The goal setting is the conscious mind, the goal achieving is the subconscious mind. And unless you update those coordinates, you're going to keep getting the same results. Your subconscious mind here is like your autopilot. If you program it with what you want, it'll give it to you. And it will go along and it'll achieve those results with less and less effort on your part. But in the beginning, we've got to make the effort to get the programming right. We've got to make the effort to build the programs of the results that we want to create over here. In lesson 6, Maxwell Maltz, Psycho-Cybernetics, this book here, Psycho-Cybernetics, because all of the little paradigms that we have come together to form a self-image paradigm. Now, when we want to achieve something beyond what we've done before, which we should because that is growth, and we are violating the law of the universe if we're not deciding to do better and bigger every day. Contrary to popular belief out there, that your life becomes easier, you become happier, you have a greater sense of well-being when you are moving in a direction you've never been before. So get used to that. And that's why you can become more effective and more productive and achieve a hell of a lot more with less effort when you really understand this process.